Hey, everybody. We are back. So, Foodie Beauty was live for 3 hours, 50 minutes, and 17 seconds. And it wasn't much of anything, but I wanted to talk about the COVID test because there is a standard. You're really not supposed to eat or even drink anything. Some places say not even water, nor chew gum, nor brush your teeth, nor vape or smoke at least 1 hour before you do the test. What did she have in her hand? It looked like what seems to be some sort of churro. I can't recall what exactly it was, but she did have a carbonated beverage. And if you don't know, there's a lot of millennials and Gen Zers that are using cola as a way to forcefully get a positive test on their COVID results. So she really wants people to not talk about it, that the results might be faked, then maybe not drink cola while you're doing your test. Chick is in backstage right now. I'm gonna bring you up. Chick. So if you want to turn off your camera, go ahead in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Chick. What's up?
Hey, sorry I was muted.
What's up?
How is everybody?
I'm good.
How you
How you
doing,
doing?
Monty?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Nice. So we got cauliflower as well. Hey, cauliflower, how you doing?
Hey, Monty. I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Amy, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Good. So, same old, huh, Monty?
Yes, indeed. Hippie stuff, positive vibes your way for your husband and the interview. Hopefully goes well. Yeah, it's the same old. As soon as I saw that she was gonna start cooking, I'm like, great. So we're gonna have a stream 3, 4, 5 hours long. And I
Yeah,
was like, I wasn't for it. It's like gonna be boring, and all she's gonna do is try and waste as much time as possible, as she always does.
yeah, exactly. What was the idea of having to take another COVID test as if she's already positive? What sense did that make?
Exactly. So, what can I say about it? Did we learn anything new? Not really. Nothing. It's just another day of Foodie Beauty, of her audience paying her for her to waste their time. Hey, the star that fell. Hey, everybody just coming in. Smash that like button for me. Would really appreciate it. Hippie, or if anybody else wants to come on panel, there's always a room. So I'll give you the link. You can join on a phone, an iPad, a tablet of any sorts, a computer or a laptop. So the link is posted by me. Um, what is there to talk about? I guess Nader is live. I guess right now he's doing seafood soup and chicken with vegetable sauce, mango smoothie. What do you think about the whole thing? Enjoying the sun. It was like earlier today, a few hours ago. They were out.
Yeah, I saw that, and then he got a haircut, I guess, because you can see he's wearing his hat, and it looks like not much hair underneath it. There was a random Dee Dee shot taken, but I think it was edited out of the video.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this this is my thing. Why is it a consistent thing with her that her arm can be on screen? Every once in a while she'll lean over, but she can never fully be on screen.
Right.
I don't
Honestly,
understand.
honestly, I think she's probably just scared to be on like screen because she's gonna get hate from people, and I don't think she's thick-skinned enough for that. Like even Chantal, was saying horrible things about her, and other people were like co-signing on that, and I feel like she probably just stays off camera to avoid people saying things.
Yeah, that makes sense. So this is Dee Dee. This is the shot that cauliflower is talking about.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
guess
that's horrible.
Hippie, how do you really feel?
I haven't seen that one.
Can I just say she looks about 30 years older there?
mm-hmm,
She's
she
bald
does.
as hell.
Hippie.
Yup, I see it. Hey, Anna.
Love you. Sorry, I was saying love you to my husband. I love y'all too.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, like I said, hippie stuff, positive vibes your way. We got Valerie in the back. Valerie, I see you. If you want to turn off your camera, before I put you on, then do it right now. Hi there, Valerie. How are you doing?
Hi guys.
Hi,
I
Valerie.
saw Hi. I saw pretty much almost all of it today when I got back from buying Easter stuff for the baby girl. But it was weird because she kept going on and on about like I'm gonna change this and I'm gonna go do this, and then all of a sudden you see all her shit in the background. You know, like what is it? Is it called an island? Right? I believe that's what it's called, right? Like there was this massive crap. Because you know the cats. Don't our cats eat up there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what pisses me off because I also have animals too. So I have a cat named Unconditional Monty, but it's weird because she has not been feeding her cats either because of all that stuff up there on that island that cats cannot eat up there. They can't. Both of them couldn't fit up there. But the weird thing was she was on this high and then all of a sudden she started taking everything off and then talking her mad BS. It was weird. It was very, very manic weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even clean like that. Like, it's weird. It's really weird. Like, it was more than manic. It was more like, I have to get this done because I'm going to show Nader that I'm such a real woman. Honey, you're not a real woman, okay? You are far, far from it, okay? I am younger than you are. I have a daughter, I have a boyfriend, I have a life, I have a house. I have extreme anxiety, and I can do more stuff than she does in, what, 24 hours? It's, you know, it's sickening. It really is.
Well,
Like-
the thing that freaked me out yesterday was when she had BBJ
Mm-hmm.
on the counter, and she had this like fountain. All I
Yeah.
can think of it is that's what fountain sodas used to come in, that kind of
Yes.
cup,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
she had water in it, and she wanted cats to drink out of it.
Yeah,
What
it
the
was
hell?
dirty.
My
Yes,
cats
it was
want a
dirty. Yeah.
flat.
Yeah. It was like old pop, and that can become moldy like within 2 to 3 to 4 days, if that. But in an environment that she's in, I give it 2. Because there's no like fresh air, right? Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's nothing okay with that place.
No. And it's not even for animals and for herself, especially especially with the whole vid thing, right? She needs to have a clean, stable, sterile environment in order to heal herself and to get through, to live. I'm going to say this, to live through the COVID because I went through it twice. So, and I'm also vaccinated. My boyfriend's vaccinated. My daughter, no. But that's what I'm saying is that she can't heal and get better being in an environment like that. Her body won't let.
Sorry, Valerie. To back up your point about the cats, okay, first of all, Baby J is sick to begin with, okay? Baby J is old. It's no good for a normal cat to be around her, let alone a cat in the close contact, close proximity that she is all over both Sam and BBJ, okay, with her germs and her sneezing and the tissues everywhere and sneezing on the food and thinking it's funny. But you know what? You're also spreading that crap to them. If you don't care about Pete's, which obviously he doesn't care about those damn cats. You keep saying, no, I'm not going to give my cats away. No, I'm not. Then fucking take care of them. Sorry, Monty, this pisses me off. Then take care of them. BBJ especially, you just took BBJ to the vet after I don't know how much coercing to do so. Okay. BBJ's 19 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
That pissed me off so bad.
I'm all about the animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what was weird was this has to do with COVID too. Is after she took the test, right? Yeah, but after she took the test, she went into her room, of course, laid down on her nasty bed, right? And she said, "Well, Pete doesn't give a shit about me." I'm like, "You are vile, woman. You think you're so entitled Like, really? And he's in the other room. Does he think he's deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid, or what? Does she not think he couldn't hear her? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did that come from?
She doesn't
She
give a
should
crap
actually
about
care.
Pete.
She should actually care, because now Pete should get tested too, because he really needs to see if he's sick too. Because if she has it, he more than likely does.
Well, and I had to send a freaking $1.99 super chat to her to say, if you're
Really?
going to go do this test, do
Mhm.
not take that freaking juice with you, because we all know that the juice
Yeah.
will give you
Mhm.
a false positive.
Yep.
And she just, she read it, but she just was like, what are you talking about? When people
Yeah.
had told her that prior to all of this.
Well,
Anyway.
exactly, because it's just like with, like, okay, like when you take your normal temperature, right? Just think of like when you get sick and you're not supposed to drink or eat anything before you take your temperature. Like, because your body, your pH is all different. Your tongue just got done eating something, and especially with food, water, whatever, right? Your temperature is not going to turn out the way it's supposed to. My brother was an EMT, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying is that it's probably the same thing with the COVID. You can't eat or drink for whatever Monty had said, because I remember my boyfriend taking it and he couldn't eat for a while. And then he had to take it after he was really, really sick. He took it again, a couple of days, and it was fine. But that was a week. You know what I mean? And he works at CVS, and you can imagine the people. What I'm saying is that, people coming in and out, whatever, but that's what he had to do. And we know how she doesn't like to follow directions, right? Talk about a defiant little toddler. Not little, but defiant toddler, right? Doesn't know how to read.
The thing that bothered me, Valerie, is the fact that she follows directions like nothing. I mean, she doesn't follow the directions, and it is so critical to follow the directions
especially with the COVID test. That's especially with any type of anything, but especially test. COVID. Yeah, exactly.
And there are lots of directions. It takes you it takes you time to read it. Done it. I've done 4 home COVID tests and 2 or 3 PCR tests. Of course, they tell me at the PCR test what I need to do, but the in-home ones, you have got to read and follow directions. And I don't think this woman can read 2 words without. Now, I'm not saying she's stupid. She can read. What I'm saying is she has the attention span of a salmon.
I'm wondering, since we were all talking about like what we think she has. I think she has a touch of, and my boyfriend brought this to my attention. She might have some ADHD up in there, because like, oh, glittery, oh, shiny, oh, look at this, oh my goodness, like, you know what I mean? Like, when kids see something, right? I think she's got a touch of ADHD.
Guess it's like,
I don't know what she has, honestly. But something's wrong somewhere. Like, something is not right. Her family needs to get involved, like, right now. Like, usually I don't, like, I watch her through Monty and FFG, but and sometimes Charlie, but usually, like, I don't know, something about her is starting to get to me. I don't know what it is, and I'm just trying to, like, stay away from as much as possible. But sometimes, like, I get a glimpse of what she's. That song, oh my gosh. I laughed the first, I saw that on Reaction Channel and I was laughing. Then it got real serious for me. I'm like, she's losing it.
Girl don't know how, girl
she's
don't know
not
how to
okay mentally.
No. I mean, she was acting weird when they were playing. I mean, did you see how uneducated she was playing Trivial Pursuit? I mean, I hope I'm in there. Like, she wishes. Like, really.
Rose, I completely agree with you. In fact, when I first saw it, I actually didn't laugh at it at all. The lyrics, because she's reading, obviously, she's reading from, I'm assuming she wrote this. and she's looking at it, and she's looking at the camera, and I can just like think in her head that maybe this will get to him, maybe he'll listen to this, maybe it'll get through this way. And it's like 20-year-old teenagers, and all right, I'm going to throw 20-year-olds because I was like this, the songs, the making like mixtapes or the mixed CDs and writing poems and stuff like that, like back in my day, like the Gen X are talking now, but those things, I get it. When you're young and you want to express yourself, this is a very toxic situation. This is not even borderline obsessive. This is past obsessive. This is past stalking. This is past all of that. And we're just sitting around kind of seeing it unfold every week, and it gets worse and it gets worse. But I really do believe, like Rose said, I think it's getting to the point of like, whoa.
Where's her family?
Or she needs to go to a hospital, or like Pete needs to get that HE double hockey sticks away from her, because he I mean, she's already ruined him enough. I mean, you know what I mean? She's done enough damage to so many people, not including ourselves, right? I mean, I've watched her for over 6 years, maybe, and I found her on accident. That it was when I was having the most horriblest anxiety attack that you can imagine. Crying, shaking, I went through a lot of stuff years ago, and I was just going through my YouTube, right? And I hit this fat chick, stuff in her face, and I believe, if my memory serves me right, she was talking about the slopes and how she crapped her pants with a dude that she had a crush on. That's the one that and the grandmother with the pudding. That's how I found Foodie Beauty. The story times, the weird, lucid, made up story times, that's what it was. Oh, and then speaking of which, that's when she was dissing Caillou, the cartoon that my daughter grew up on, right? She was dissing it, and I said, "Do you have kids, sweetheart?" This is the first time I ever, talked to her, right? And I said, "Do you have kids?" And she goes, "No." I said, "Then stop talking about Caillou if you've never actually seen it with a kid, because it's taught my daughter a lot," right? So I called her out. Then I said, "Really, sweetheart? You have no kids?" Bella was like 2. You know what I mean? Like, really? She's gonna go diss? And I'm like I said, because I know there's a YouTuber, Caillou, right, or whoever that is, right? That FFG has talked about.
Oh, okay. Yes, we know who you're talking about. Hey, Valerie, is there a way for you to maybe lower your volume, maybe a quarter?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, my volume's really high. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. Is that better? A little better?
Maybe a little bit more.
All right, hold on. Is that good?
Yeah, I usually don't feel sorry for Chantel. But
I know.
Today I was like, oh my gosh, like she does not seem well mentally.
No.
It's not right. Somebody needs to intervene. Like, I don't know. She seems like she'll hurt somebody. Honestly.
I lost empathy for her a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. But this one, I was like, wow.
And I just want to say that I have not been totally involved in this today, because I've been watching the stuff from New York City, and our prayers go out to those that were harmed. And God, I hope they find this guy or guys or girls or whoever has done this horrible thing. New York City, man. And that has taken me away from the Chantel verse, because this is real life. Chantel ain't no more real life than, Mickey Mouse at this point.
Same. This is my home, by the way. New York City is my home. I grew up in. I grew up
praying for you, Cauliflower. We are.
I mean, I don't live there anymore. I grew up in the Bronx. I mean, my brother-in-law used to live in Brooklyn. He passed away a few years ago. And to hear any of this, it's devastating. It's not only that. It's just now that the police are trying to find well, they found a U-Haul with the contraband, but they're trying to track down this person. This is what I'm saying in life. You know, you don't know. From day to day, you don't know. And we sit around, you know, not to get dark, but we sit around and we joke around and we say these things about a person that's slowly killing themselves. And there are people out there that innocently die like this. Okay. So Foodie, if you take anything into consideration, no matter where you live, no matter where you're from, it doesn't matter. Any day there's tragedy like this, and people lose their families, and people lose, you know, their it's devastating and shocking. And to sit here and to lie day after day about one thing after the other that affects people in real life, like COVID, like you know, parents passing away, like DV, you know, and all of this stuff, to constantly lie and make money on this, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And the fact that she has said nothing about the New York tragedy. And I know that this is not like the New York tragedy, but the fact that Amy Slayton lost a little bit and she didn't even say anything about that. And that is a big YouTube thing. You know, we love Little Bit from 1,000-Pound Sisters, but even before that, just with the Amy and Tammy Slayton YouTubers. She said nothing. She has no empathy for nothing.
I don't think she cares, honestly.
Let's hope that God Pete's doesn't, you know what I mean? Because, you know, he just spits crap. And like, okay, the 9/11 thing, speaking of New York, man, they don't even know what they're talking about. Like, you know what I mean? It's sickening.
And Rose, you're right. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about herself, let alone care about what goes on around her. The only thing that her tunnel vision, the only thing she can see is this toxic relationship that she still has very fresh in her mind, that this is maybe how she's processing it, but it's not processing it as in getting it out of your system. This is processing it like, oh, here's another way that I can reel him back in. Because if you catch her, like, her conversations are very like inclusive of boyfriend. She's starting to use the word boyfriend again, and future. And I'm like, do you hear what you're saying? Like, you're getting deeper and deeper into this psychosis. They're going to put you away and you're going to still be babbling this. You know what I'm saying?
And we all know that picture that she put up for her OnlyFans was for Nader. Are you kidding me? You talk about a nightmare. I mean, seriously.
Right. Looking like Dee. And
I know.
Exactly.
Remember, everybody. Remember, Dee has a red teddy that is not velvet, but it's very similar. So she's trying to look as similar to Dee as possible.
And how sick is that, Monty, to emulate the woman that he's currently living with in a nightie, you know, looking like that? It's so creepy. She doesn't get the creep factor in all of this. Exactly. It's overly creepy now.
How many ways does this man have to tell her he doesn't want her?
She takes over people's personalities too, like their personas, and I've heard her mention that before. Like, she becomes a person. I'm like, that's creepy crap. Like, that's, you know.
She doesn't even take over the persona. She tries to take the culture, or at least the food culture, from every person she passes by. Oh, baby, I'm going to make all this Senegalese food. And it was wonderful. It looked great. Don't know if it tasted great. I've never had Senegalese food. Don't know. Oh, my aunt wants me to move to Jamaica. Well, look, I'm gonna eat a Jamaican patty every day from now till I die. I did have the stuff to make vegan pies, Jamaican pies. Wonderful. But you know, and I'm a foodie, but it's not my life. It's not, I don't take on somebody else's food. I just try the things I want, but she takes it on. And that's just so strange to me.
Yeah.
It's all about instant gratification and hitting that pleasure button in her brain. That's all it is. Like her addiction with food, weed, everything. Like it's just instant, like I said, instant gratification. She wants to feel good right now, and these things can do that for her. So like she's all about the food and substances.
I think she lacks the filling the void of, I hate to say this, but her sad, miserable life. She wants to come at us when we're the ones that have boyfriends, children, a house, a car. You know what I mean? We pay our bills. Okay. I have extreme anxiety. I mean, my life isn't easy either. But I'm just saying that she wants to come at us for being on Monty's thing. But she's said how many times, I love Monty. I have a crush on Monty. Like how many times has she said that about Monty?
Yeah, she says we're all jealous. We're all jealous of her. But girl, Chantal, I know you're watching this, and I want you to know that even if I got my leg back, I still wouldn't want to be you.
If I got my real teeth back, I wouldn't want Nader either. But that was because I got really sick and almost died because my trachea closed 14 years ago. So I had to get trachea surgery from UPMC. And then before the COVID, I had to get 2 more surgeries. So.
But here she is today talking about, I'm not happy. I have this money and I'm not happy. I'm again, very manipulating, but again, very telling. You know what I'm saying? She always seems to do that. She seems to not realize how manipulative and at the same time, how telling she is. Like, oh, I have this money. Look at me. Why do you want my life? Because I'm not happy. I'm sitting here miserable. We know that. We don't want your life. You think we want your life.
Varsity Blues, man. I don't want your life. You know what I mean?
No,
love that movie.
I mean, we're allowed to have our opinions on the things she does. Like a lot of us at one point supported her, and we're allowed to have a space to talk about the frustration that she's caused and how disgusted we are with her actions. Like, if you don't like that, Chantal, don't watch it, honey. You don't have to.
Right. I don't have a problem.
That's kind of weird. Like she's watching us,
Monty, you need to read Shoshibu's
yeah, so Shibu says, Monty, can you talk about the fact that Lambo has been announced as the winner of the Cuba competition?
Oh yeah.
So rigged.
Yep.
Not surprised.
Well,
not surprised at all.
Yeah, she posted that like I think half an hour or so ago on her community tab that Lambo was the winner. Not surprising that Lambo, Sofa King, Plain Cheeseburger are gonna be winners.
You know why too, Monty? Because they're the only ones that'll accept that kind of nonsense. See, when she was trying to talk about this before, about the tiers, which still doesn't make any sense to me, because she's canceling Patreon, right? She doesn't want to do it that way. So now she's making these tiers that first she says that everybody's included is going to get some kind of a souvenir, right? But now there's, oh, you'll get a postcard or you'll get a magnet. Like, and then she's like, oh, some people, so it's dollar store stuff, but at least it's dollar store stuff from other countries. I'm like, boy, you brag about making $50K a month, and this is what you're offering your subscribers, your members, the people that fund your life.
Look at that sweet baby.
Oh,
right. Hi to Pumpkin Pie. This is Pumpkin. He's our big boy. He's our only boy.
You guys have such beautiful cats. Jeez.
My best friend Lexi found him for me after my cat Cleo passed away 3 years ago. But he's a big baby.
I have a Cleo.
He's a big boy. He's got big paws. Look how big his paws are.
Really, Lambo? Why would you be?
Say hi, everybody. He watches you guys with me. He lays with me in bed while we're on chat.
Really?
So cool. Say hi. All right, Tiimote, go say bye-bye. I just thought I'd show you Pumpkin, you guys.
So I do see that she's live. She's doing a pizza bees. So more eating and wasting people's time. She already wasted 4 hours of someone's time today so far, and there's no signs of stopping. Even though she said yesterday that she was going to take Tuesday off. I thought she was making a schedule, but I guess not. Impulsivity at its best.
No, when her mouth is moving, truth does not come out of it.
Yeah, she needs to sleep too. She really does. My boyfriend slept pretty much a good portion of the time between eating, right, and getting up taking care of his animals too. He slept a lot of the time. So
I
she needs
don't
to
think she
sleep.
can sleep. I think she's on
Yeah.
so much, who knows what, because
Mm-hmm.
those are things I don't know anything about.
Are they doing
Sorry.
Are they doing
I've never seen Mariana
doing
do
lives
that.
again? Like he's gonna live, so I'm gonna live. Like the whole, oh my goodness, I want to make the other one jealous. Like high school bullcrap. Like what?
Yeah, I think she is being passive aggressive again, where she's live only because Nader is live, but then also I'm live, so that kind
So
of.
childish, man.
Well, we'll know if it's partly me if she mentions the panel again, which she has been doing a lot of, like half the time. Yeah, it's like why? Why would you do
So
that?
funny.
It's the same thing as us talking about her. You're just making us more popular. So keep talking.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Cauliflower. Exactly. Keep putting our names in your mouth. You just make us more popular. Go ahead.
I think she gets mad that people see through her. Like, we see what you're doing here. You know, you can't hide. You try to, but, you know, it's right in front of our faces. We see it. So what does she want us to do? Not talk about it?
No,
I hate that she makes a mockery of anxiety because I've had it since I was 20, or pretty much 1920, and I'm 37. I just turned 37. It's not fun. I can't pick and choose when I have my anxiety. Like Monty, a lot of the times between you guys and his, being online, it helps me. So my boyfriend's at work. Monty saved my life more than once. You know what I mean? Being there for me, talking to you guys. Like I'm not alone, right?
Yeah.
So you guys, I feel very close to you. You know what I mean? But she makes a mockery out of it.
Right. Same with me. Like, I've experienced being sick for like 10 years. So, like, I've been by myself a lot. So I'm learning to like talk more and like be more open with people. And I feel like this is a good outlet to just like talk to somebody outside of my mom, I guess, you know? So, yeah, like, I don't understand how she doesn't expect people to like say what they feel. Like, she's been doing this for years now. You know? Like, come on. Stop at this point. Do something different.
And
exactly.
she watches this because she's so obsessed with herself. Like even if it's negative attention, she still wants it.
And she doesn't understand either. She doesn't understand why. How come they're they're obsessed with me? They talk about me all day. No, darling. No, I don't talk about you all day. I psychologize about you, but I don't talk about you because I have a life. You know, I just happen to like Rose said and like Buddha said a couple of days ago, and even Grebo. We come here because we feel like we're friends with the community. You know what I'm saying? And we support each other through this, and we talk about things that she just takes for granted and doesn't really care about.
Yeah, it's
cauliflower.
We are a community.
People like us.
We are a community that she could have had too. I hope she knows that. I hope she knows that all of us could have been part of her community, but she made us haters. She did this.
But Amy, she has a community. The fact of the matter is her community is just as toxic as she is and enables everything she does. I keep saying this. I don't know why this woman hasn't figured it out. They're not there to see you grow. They're there to see you flop. Haven't you realized that by now?
Yeah. Garbage attracts garbage, right? Toxic is toxic. And you can't, like if it quacks like a duck, it sounds like a duck. It's a duck, right? It's not a dog. So why is she acting like it's not? You know what I mean?
I've learned so much, not only from people that are considered my family and friends, but even people that could sometimes be considered an enemy. Sometimes even an enemy could tell you a truth about yourself that you didn't know before. You know, you could learn things from people by them telling you the truth. Like, I remember one time I was like a teenager and I was growing up, and I was never the type of girl to like dress up and stuff like that. I am that way now, but I wasn't back then. I remember I was saying, "Oh, I really don't like perfume," and this guy was like, "You should. A woman should." And he told me this, and I was like, "You know what? I should like perfume. Not saying that I have to, but it's like, why don't I think that I'm good enough to wear perfume? What's wrong with me that I didn't see like, that I was worthy of having nice things. Like, I had to look at it through that lens, And even though we weren't the best of friends, or I didn't really like him that much, he still taught me something. I learned something that day. You could learn from anybody.
Hi, Andrea.
It's your confidence. You had to get your confidence
Andrea.
back. You had to find it. You know what I mean? I know exactly what you mean. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Rose Talk,
Yep.
that was an amazing statement. And if I had a daughter, I would replay it for her. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
But I want y'all to know, I'm watching Nader's chat. It's a hell show. It's just a shit show.
I love you, Buddha. This is great.
That show all over the place.
Your bad decisions.
So what's going on in his live stream that's making it so bad? Is it just the audience?
Everybody's just dinging him and Dee Dee and what's going on, and y'all, the spoon. David said now the spoon is burned. I mean, it's not even the food is burned. Now he's burning the equipment.
I mean, he burned the cake. Everything was burned. I was like, how do you burn a cake
the whole
like that?
thing? There's no mods. There are no members. There's nada. It's just trolling. Not even
He did it to himself.
To me, trolling
it's
is
his
something
fault
that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is just telling the facts.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves it.
Oh,
he was horrible yesterday. I was in Mrs. Fields' chat, right? He was horrid, and I watched the whole thing. And I very rarely ever watch like all of it. Like I watch snippets of him during the day, but the whole thing, it was exhausting. The 3.5 hours or something like that?
I can't watch Nader.
I was there for that one too.
Know what I did? I went back and watched Bob Ross, because when I have anxiety rate or stressed out or whatever, or something funny, stupid, whatever, I watched Bob Ross on Pluto TV, because I was like, I need to like deflect for a little bit, right? So I went to my deflection, which was Bob Ross. Great deflection, right? Happy clouds, happy trees, happy everything.
Yep. Someone just sent a super. Someone just a super chat that they're gonna send the police over.
And they've been doing that for 3 days now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
So what's happening? He made a ginger and lime milkshake.
That was yesterday. Yeah, he put it oranges. It was oranges. It was lime. It was ginger. And then, he makes the smoothies before he makes the actual meal. So now you've got this, sitting there curdling and getting nice and room temperature for whatever wonderful, side dish he's got there. And yesterday's meal had to top it all for the birthday girl with the Vegemite cheese, grilled cheese. And the soup that he was on the counter, where he was climbing on the counter, where he had just cut up all the ingredients and stuff. So there had to be a little of that in there too.
And they had like the orange. What was it? Orange and milk, fruit and milk. I mean, come on, people. Okay, I get
orange
the whole
milk and lime and ginger.
What's he doing with Vegemite?
Also,
I
guys,
don't know.
I just want to let y'all know I'm not listening, of course, because I'm on here with y'all, but somebody just wrote that Dee Dee sounds very ill, very sick.
Yeah, she hasn't been herself for the last 2 days. And
have the COVID.
No one's saying anything. No one is saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Miss, COVID over there, Dee Dee hasn't said too much in the last 2 or 3 days. It's basically, no, guys, I'm fine, guys. Don't send the cops over. If I needed the cops, I called them myself. Okay, but that's not, there's something not right there. So I don't know.
She sounded very scared. She sounded very scared and very, of what she was saying.
Doe-Eyed Cookie and Robert Foster. You guys know what's up. Don't let this man ruin Vegemite for y'all, because it's freaking amazing. Well, I moved to Australia 2 years ago, and I eat it like every other day. I am all about.
What is it? What is it? I've never had it. I don't even know if our grocery stores have it.
It's a yeast extract. It's like if you really want like a savory breakfast, just make a piece of toast, put some butter and Vegemite on there. It's amazing. I love it in my mac and cheese. It's so good.
Really? Wow.
I don't know if we even have any in my stores.
Marmite.
It's not. I mean, I've seen a lot of like when Samoans bite. I've watched him and him do it and say it's salty and whatever and put it on weird concoctions. That's a great mukbang, by the way. He's not rude or disgusting or mean, right? So he's great. But I don't know. It just it's weird. It makes you think of Vita Vita Benjamin from I Love Lucy, right? Like that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
That's what
all
I
I think of.
find is very polarizing. Either you really love it or you hate it. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I really don't like it.
I don't know. I was just messed up at the ginger and lime, but then I like ginger and I
Never
like,
tried.
but I don't think Nader
But
can
in a
make
milkshake?
he can make anything well, so it doesn't matter. It's
No.
the growth because Nader
By
made
the
it.
time he's done, it's cottage cheese or ricotta cheese in Chantel's case, okay?
I feel so bad for Dee Dee though.
I wanted to address Chantal.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah,
You
Andrea.
guys address Chantal. I mean, you guys were saying some amazing things, and she could if she had to deal with the things that some of you ladies were saying you had to deal with. I was like, Chantal could never. She could never deal with the things that you guys were talking about dealing with, and the things that she says when she says, "Oh, we're all jealous. Oh, we're all this and we're all that." And I said, no, she needs to believe. The only reason why she puts that stuff out there is because she needs to believe that someone desires her life, that someone desires her. She has to believe, she desperately has to believe that someone finds her attractive, that someone envies her because she's tired of being on the receiving end of those feelings. And she'll say it till she's blue, that we're all jealous and we're old and we don't have a life, and she needs to believe that about us.
Yeah.
We are the contrary. We're the contrary voice to the voice that she has to listen to. And she doesn't want to imagine that there are people that can look at her objectively, or even the way Buddha does, and says, oh, I remember when I was like that and that was no good. Because she's unable, even if she's able to look at herself and say, I hate this about myself, she's not able to sit with that and get to the point where she's willing to change it, which is why she's eaten herself to the point that she's at, which is why she went bankrupt, which is why she won't deal with her taxes. She's so accustomed to satisfying or removing that discomfort with a statement. You're all just jealous. You're all old and you all look horrible. And it's like, well, anybody with two eyes, or even someone legally blind, can see that Chantal cannot deal with reality. She can't.
No.
Because she does not possess the one thing she craves, she wants so bad that she can taste it, but she'll never have it. And that's LOVE, my friends. She has no real love in her life. From nowhere. Okay? Nowhere. There's no real authentic love for her. Not
True
for
love or
herself.
romance.
Not from anyone.
She was saying she wanted a tall Greek man not long ago. Well, honey, I got one of those, and he wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole.
Don't we all want a tall Greek man? But you know what, Chantal? Here's the thing. If it doesn't matter if he's tall, it doesn't matter if he's Greek. What matters is, does he treat you like a human being? Do you connect with him as a peer? Does he have things about him that you like? Or, you realize as he ages, he's not going to be so beautiful. And as he ages, you're going to need something more than just his physical appearance to get along with. But she doesn't care about those things. And she'll talk all day about other people's appearances and how we're all hideous and how ugly we are. And I was the one that said, well, I said, actually, I think Chantal's face is rather beautiful. I said that.
I agreed with you.
I can't take it back because it's on the internet. But you know what? I wish I hadn't said it.
Her spirit is so ugly.
It's so ugly.
And the thing is, like, I also am overweight. And when I got sick, I gained a lot of weight. And I had to go to therapy and do what I had to do to figure out what my problem was and how I would stop that overeating and binge eating and all these things. It takes work. You have to get up off of your behind and do the work. Okay? And if she's not going to do the work, she's not going to get the results. And that's the thing. She's not doing the work.
No.
It's not easy. Especially if you, like, since I was a child, I used to go to Food for Comfort. So that's all I knew, right? So I had to unlearn that. It's hard. It's a process that I work through every single day. It is not easy. I'm in my 20s and I've been through hell in my life. And I still try every single day. She does not do the work.
But see, Rose, that's the difference between you and Chantel. You knew that there was a problem and that you wanted to change, right? She doesn't want to do that. That's where you matured and she didn't. Change is good.
And she feels like the world should change for her. The world needs to suit her. The world needs to bend around her. But you said, I want to be different. I'm going to change myself.
Correct.
And you sought someone with the knowledge and the know-how to help you get the tools that you needed to change yourself. And you said, oh, I've been through hell, but I don't have to keep going through hell. I can change my life.
Exactly.
And that's what makes you a good human, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Well, if you don't like the situation, get yourself out of it.
Bypass.
Right.
And
Yeah,
you
Charity
still have to do the work. Every day you have to do the work.
Right.
Charity McPherson says even if she did find a good man, the first time he stepped out of line, she would come up with the worst things to say about him online.
Or cheat on him.
Oh, absolutely.
Or she'll talk to him like Pete's like he's 5 years old. I mean, downgrade a man. Are you kidding me? I can't imagine talking to my boyfriend like that. Like, even if we're flirting, are you serious? I wouldn't talk to my man like that.
She's never gonna find a decent person that will love her.
No.
Because she doesn't love herself.
She's so vile. She's so vile.
Right.
Like the way she looks, the way she acts, the way she treats people, how self-centered she is. Like, no way in hell is any decent man gonna want anything to do with that.
Well, she called BB boring, and I'll tell you why she called BB boring.
Oh,
BB wasn't toxic. BB treated her with respect. BB brought her around his family and treated her like a girlfriend. She didn't want that. She wanted somebody to treat her like garbage, and she found it. And now that's what she has. She has somebody to give her diseases.
She found the male version of herself, which is really scary.
Exactly.
That is scary.
Why I say go ahead.
That move, you know what I mean? Because like, you know how you're supposed to emulate your partner. Like, my boyfriend is the male version of me, and I've waited 10 years for this man. I have prayed for this man. My boyfriend is literally the male version of me. Like, and she has met her match, right?
Exactly.
She's met her
black.
match.
That man is
like
just
the
like
black
her.
file black. Like, you know what I mean? Like the dark
squeezy.
right? Yeah. Exactly. Like that you know what I mean? Like the black cloud she has over herself. Like, demon is
but
demon.
You notice when she talks about her ideal, she can never talk about their inner self. She's always talking about their physical appearance. And I'm just thinking to myself, girl, we almost 40. I'm gonna put myself in the pool. We almost 40. We can't go off of looks anymore. That's what girls do. Little girls say, "Oh, I want somebody tall, and I want somebody chocolate, and I want him to be." Like, no, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but when the party is over, when all of that glitz glamour and all the party is over, and the alcohol's been drunk, and everybody goes home, you still got you. All right. And you're the one that's got to take yourself home and look in the mirror the next day and know that that's still you, no matter what amount of makeup, no matter what alcohol you throw down your throat, no matter what outfit you throw on, it's still you. So it's either you're going to take that and you're going to use it for good and to improve. Because, oh my God, Rose, I'm telling you, I'm listening to you and I'm going, that was you, Dawn, in your teens and your 20s, because I was the worst to myself and blamed myself for everything that was not my fault. Okay. And then I would sit there and blame everybody else. And, you know, when I was 23 years old, I was diagnosed misdiagnosed borderline. Okay. I didn't know what that was. When the therapist who was younger than me told me that, I was like, I didn't know your personality could have a disorder. That's the way I thought about it. Like I was broken. You know what I'm saying? And I spent so many years of my life going, okay, I got to do better. How am I going to get out of this? Because I couldn't stand the fact that this was something that I'm carrying with me, that my past life and my, the lack of things that was going on, and all the damage I did to myself and allowed other people to do to myself. How am I going to get out of this? That's all I struggled for my entire life. And until I had my kid, I still was doing it. Was doing it. So it's hard to hear this.
You make me emotional. I'm gonna cry.
No, I've gone through it too. I really have. Like, I really, really have. I went through like, oh, I'm ugly. I've been through this and this and this and this, and you know what I mean. You have to sit with yourself at the end of the night, even when, we have Sweet Monty, and we have to sit with ourselves for a hot minute. Thoughts go through your head.
We tend to be our worst critics.
Yep.
I'm still struggling with my, appearance and myself, not necessarily my self-worth, because like I think I'm a decent person personality-wise, but like just how I look. Like I've had PCOS. I know lots of women struggle with that. You may have noticed I've got a little mustache here, and that's what that's from. And honestly, I kind of wear it with pride because, it's normal. This is something that lots of women deal with, and we hide it. But, and not saying I don't try to hide it, because I do, but, at the same time, it's kind of like a badge of honor I wear, because like I said, there's so many women that deal with this. And we have to be nicer to ourselves. That's something that I'm trying to teach myself, even in my 30s, that you have to be nice to yourself and cut yourself some slack. I would never be as judgmental about somebody else as I am with myself. And that's not okay.
And scars are beautiful. Scars make you who you are. You come out of telling a story of, I went through this, I went through this. I myself, you guys can't see it, but I have scars on my, up here from my trachea surgery. You can't see them anymore. But, I was literally laid out like, Jesus and stuff on the table. I was scared. I was 20. Yeah, I was 23 actually when I had my first one. Then I had my second one before my 36th birthday, and then I had my other one the week after. So I'd have two 14 years later, and it still scared me. I mean, I had baby girl, like I was literally dying, and I was closer to death the second time than I was the first time, and also going through COVID. So I went through PTSD for months and months, and thanks to Monty and to you guys and my boyfriend, finding my boyfriend, it's helped. You know what I mean? My mom just had a massive stroke. She's in the hospital. So, I mean, life has not been easy.
I'm sorry for
that. I hope she's okay.
Yeah.
She's been in there for 4 weeks. She's doing rehab right now. She can talk better, but it's so hard because, she can't, her whole left side, she can't feel it. She can't see, she can't walk.
Yeah, I get it. I had a friend, and he had a stroke, and he couldn't vocalize anymore. Like he would just he'd be in the middle of a sentence and then he'd stop because he couldn't get the words out, and then he'd be like brain, and because he couldn't get out what he was thinking.
She can do that.
Trapped in his brain.
Yeah. It's just like her one, like the left side, like her nerves and stuff, right? On the whole, this left side, but like she's getting better at talking because she goes to rehab. So that's good. One of the best hospitals in Erie. But I mean, like when I first had a conversation with her, it sounded like she had bubble gum in her mouth, and I cried. I remember when my grandmother, who was 100 by the way, told me she was in the hospital. My boyfriend, thankfully, was coming here to stay the night. I bawled my eyes out. I was watching Monty at the time, and he got me through until my boyfriend got here. I bawled my eyes out because my mother was in the hospital, and she had just had her stroke. Either it was that Friday or that Saturday night, and I bawled my eyes out like I was a little kid. And until my boyfriend got here, you guys were there for me.
That's so sweet.
So,
girls, ladies, women, y'all are so wonderful, and we have to be here for each other. There's a reason why God has put us all at this place. Monty, I know we love you too, and you're a guy, but
Why you say it like that?
I don't want to say that because the rest of you are
Dang, what?
we love you too, Monty, and thank you for bringing us all together. Monty is our leader. Monty is our leader. Please don't.
Oh my God!
I'm not taking anything from Monty. Monty is our leader. But we're here. All of us ladies are here. And we're speaking our truth. And we've been through a whole hell of a lot.
Right.
And we got to support each other because we're going to be through a whole hell of a lot more. We're young. I mean, I'm 58, but I'm young. We're young, and we're going to have a whole lot more that we're going to have to go through. And so
Amen to that,
Very
child.
true.
Unity and love each other and speak the truth. We've got to speak our truth. That's all I got to say. We got to speak our truth.
Yep. And shout out to all the supportive partners out there, because they really do mean the world. Like going through my amputation, I mean, maybe I would have gotten through it, but not as positively as I did. My husband has been amazing. Like going back to like the whole appearance thing, like that's another thing that hit me really hard was losing my leg. Like it, you just don't typically think of stumps as pretty or whatever. But my husband has been so amazing throughout the whole thing, like just cheering me on, telling me how good I'm doing and how beautiful I still am. He touches my stump and stuff all the time. And he's like, I don't see anything wrong with it. You're still my beautiful wife and nothing's going to change that. And I hope that all of you can find a partner like that because it
Right.
really
Yes,
is.
my boyfriend's like that too. Yep, my boyfriend's amazing too because with my anxiety and stuff too, and my mother, you know what I mean, and my anxiety and going through the other stuff that I went through, he's been there for me. I've met him 8 months ago, and I love him so very much. I mean, he means the world to me. But I mean, like between you guys and him, I mean, and of course, our daughter, has helped because it's not easy, but if we all rally together and be together, right? Because
correct,
two better than one, three better than one. Yeah.
My husband and I have been together since 1987, and I couldn't have lived. I couldn't. Unconditional love means something nobody understands. And that's what's so sad about Chantel. She's never going to get it because she can't give it to somebody else.
True love is true love. Like I said, I have prayed for my boyfriend. I have literally prayed for this man to find my soulmate, your better half, right? For 10 years.
And you've got to work for it. You've got to work on yourself, and you have to like put work into the relationship. Like you have to build that foundation with somebody. Like I was long distance with my husband for 5 years before we got together in person, and it was hard. Long distance is not easy. But we made through, and here I am. I moved across the world for him, and I do it again in a heartbeat. It cost me an arm and a leg, but I was able to negotiate.
Hippieista, you were continuing to say something. Can you continue with that?
I just want to say that if Chantel, I do not think is able to give unconditional love. And if you cannot give unconditional love, you cannot get it.
Yep.
And she wants it without being able to give something.
Well, all of her love is
yeah. It's selfish love, not our love like we have for each other, like
love.
for all of us.
You've got to be. This is my philosophy, and it always has been, even before we got married. You have to be two separate individuals, but when you're together, you're together.
Yep.
You've got each other's backs, and we've had a child, and it was not easy. Trust me, it was not. I don't even know how to say what we went through with our child, and he is now grown, married to a wonderful individual, and he's got a wonderful job, and he's done it. but it was hell on wheels when we were doing it. And if you don't have an unconditional love with your partner, male, female, whatever, it ain't gonna work. It's just not. And
Yeah,
I
I've
just
never
don't think
experienced
she's
that.
able to do that with anybody.
Well, I also believe that, okay, with my daughter, because I did go through a horrible, 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 bad experience 13 years ago with a man that was horrid to me. Literally for 13 years, but Jay pretty much saved me from that. But what I'm saying is that when you show a child what true love is and what relationships are, because I'm very loyal, I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm faithful. If you show a child that, they're going to emulate that and want that too. But you also have to be I'm trying to think of a word. I can't think of the word. But you have to inspire them. You have to show them. You have to be the role model and say, mommy and daddy love each other. This is true love. This is what true love and communicating is, and loyalty is. You have to give it to get it. And I taught her old school saying is, baby girl, you want love, you need to give it to get it. You want respect, you have to give it, right? And love each other and respect each other.
Totally agree, Valerie. I totally agree.
Well, you just said a bunch of words that don't exist in the Chantal verse.
No, not at all.
Non-existent, right? Paper.
Yeah, what she said about her what she said about her family when she was in Cuba, I was like, wow. She confirmed everything I already thought about the relationship that she had with her family. I'm like, it's not as great as she always says, oh, my mom loves me, my sister loves me, and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm sure they do, but they're not close. And nobody's gonna tell me that they're close. I don't believe it. I don't believe they have a close relationship. I truly don't.
They
Because
can't
what
be.
she said about her family and how they're getting on her nerves, yeah,
They can't be.
It didn't sit right with me. Mm-mm.
There's no way that family who is not in active addiction, addicts can't be close to people that won't tolerate their using.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they're going to sit there and pick up drugs for her or feed her addiction in some way. If her family has set any kind of boundary with her drug use or her substance abuse, there's no way she can be close to them, because if her stepfather said, if you come over here high, you have to sit in your car, any kind of boundary or any kind of rule they have laid down for her, she's automatically going to twist it and say, F you're not standing by me. She'll say that family's supposed to stand by you no matter what. The fact of the matter is, her family does not have the resources, the financial resources, the internal resources, the emotional resources, the spiritual resources. They don't have it to deal with the stuff that Chantal demands of them. She is going to suck the whatever they have out of them as a family unit. There's no way you can be close to somebody who is in active addiction, especially with the king of beggars hanging on to her dingleberries. It's not going to happen. There's no way that she can have a relationship.
And she's jealous of her sister because she's getting married. Did you see did you see the look on her sister's face when they were taking a picture? You see a picture of me and my baby brother, who's like 6'3", right? You will never see my brother look like he doesn't want to be in a picture with me. Regardless if it's a random picture or whatever, you know what I mean?
It's very telling, isn't it?
And I'm 3 years older than my brother. Yeah.
Well, you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped, and that's another thing with family. Like I have a family member who is an addict. I'm not going to say what she's into or anything, but she is an addict, and I have had to distance myself from her because she doesn't want help. She doesn't think that she has a problem, and I can't sign off on her behavior or be a part of it. And until she's ready to get help, I'm going to unconditionally love the memory of her, but I'm not going to have her in my life.
And the fact of the matter is, no one is, unless you are a substance abuse professional. And at this point, Chantal does probably need some kind of medical intervention. Nobody has the resources to help her. She needs to go to a professional where she can be monitored and people are trained to help her with her addiction. And everything that you said is 100% right. I hope you can stay strong. And I know it's going to be sad sometimes, and you miss your sister. You're going to miss her.
Yeah,
but
for that.
how it has to be, because you have a life and you have to protect your sanity, and you're not a bad person for doing that.
Yeah, and I do. I miss my sister a lot, but I realized that's not my sister anymore. The substance that she's abusing has consumed her, and that's just not her anymore.
Absolutely.
Right.
I definitely think Pete is scared. I mean, I definitely think that Pete is very scared and very like his thoughts and emotions are like, well, if I say this, she's gonna read my head up, and if I say this, she's gonna read my head off, and if I act like I give a damn, she's gonna read my head off some more. So it's just like, yeah, I just think that
Pete is a grown person at this point. Yeah. Why are you even there?
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to move out and get his own life together.
She's claiming he's her best friend of 20 years. Well, then they should be able to talk about anything, because I have best friends that I've had since I was in 7th grade that I could pretty much talk about anything and say anything, whether good, bad, whatever, right? If that's the case, then why doesn't, Pete maybe open his mouth and say something intelligent for once?
He's a coward. He's a scared.
Yeah. I think he's scared to the point of that, look what he said when she said about, oh, Pete, if I die, we take care of the cats. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do if you die. That was very telling.
That was creepy too. Yeah.
And that just cut me to my soul when he said that, because he doesn't. Where's it?
But he was being the most truthful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was very truthful.
I mean,
absolutely.
Because she does have COVID. I mean, it's not something. I mean, if she does, it's not something that she should take lightly. It's a pandemic. It's something that's going on. You know what I mean? It's not like she's the healthiest.
And him either, despite his beliefs. Pete has this social justice kind of attitude about stuff. Like things he hears on the internet is either, what he gets so aggressive about in his chat about, oh, vaccines. You know nothing, Pete. You're not even educating yourself to know these things. And now it's sitting in front of you, and you're still acting like, you know better by your social justice warrior attitude. You don't know anything. You're not going to a doctor. You're not getting yourself checked. You're not getting it, yourself protected from her. You're sticking around for what, I don't know. And it could potentially, if you're not already, be in your system, and what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
And it does scare me because, I mean, yes, of how badly she takes care of herself. And yes, it's not like she's healthy. It's not like she's doing the best things. I mean, God forbid something should happen. How is it going to affect Pete? Like,
if he hadn't met her, he probably would have been in a much better situation. Because I said to myself, what if he never met her? Or what if he stayed away from her? What would his life have been like?
Yeah.
Because he's centered around her life.
Absolutely.
It's like a little puppy or something. Like, get your own, go outside, talk to people, do something new. Like, you can't live like this.
I mean, he has all of these hobbies and he has all of these things he's interested in. And like when he starts talking, it's just like you can see Chantal just turn off. Like her brain, you can literally see something and Chantal just, oh, Pete is talking again.
Absolutely.
Andrea. She doesn't care about him. Like, okay, Pete, whatever. Like, my life is so much better than yours. I'm like, excuse me? Like, knock, knock. Hello, is anybody there?
Well, Pete lives in an altered reality. Pete lives in the land of, whatever, Star Wars, little, the ponies, X-Men, whatever. Listen, if he has what everybody says he has, my daughter has Asperger's too. And when she was little, she was obsessed with certain things too. She had she would be almost talk like it was in another world, but, throughout like getting to know it and working with her and putting her in just as normal things as possible. You know what I'm saying? He seems to stay stuck in there because I don't think he knows who he is. And I don't think he knows what he wants and all of this confusion that's going on and all of this, altered reality world. And then he's so aggravated with people who ask him questions. He gets so like instant, like, I don't effing know. Why are you asking me that? And he doesn't know. He doesn't know at all. I'm going to get hate for this. I don't even think he knows about the choice of him wanting to be a woman either. I think it's just something that right now it gets him out of thinking about himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me put this in another body, so to speak. I don't even think he understands the implications is what I'm trying to say. Not like he doesn't want it, like he doesn't understand that he wants to be another gender. That's his business. But I'm saying, like, I don't think he understands the whole full implication of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he doesn't educate himself about much of anything. There's no way that he can even begin to undergo the process if he's serious about it, because he won't deal with his mental health. He won't deal with.
And he has to go to therapy for that too. He has to go to
You have to deal with all of yourself before they will even consider taking you through that process. They're just not going to. And you know, his stuff about he made these comments about Black women. I still get so upset. Like, if I could find Pete, if I could go into Canada and find him and just talk to him in the street, I just want to talk. You know, I would do that. But you know, the fact that his timing of the announcement, all of that is just suspicious. And it seems like Chantal told him to say you want to make an announcement. Just say you're going to make an announcement so that'll get people to your channel. I believe that more than I believe he's actually serious about any kind of transformation. He seems to have a real disdain for women also. He seems to have a real disdain for the rich. Oh, he said, Sid Knight, he said that Black women, this is something that Pete said. And then Sid Knight said, what did he say about Black women? He said Black women had more testosterone than other women.
Oh, that's
the fuck?
Like
we're some kind of hybrid creature.
When did he say this?
Oh, he said it in one of his stupid
3
streams.
weeks ago. It was around the time that Nader was
asked
first
him about
going
it
to
too.
move to with Didi with his stuff. That same night he was saying that, guys. I remember I was reviewing the Nader stream with the driving in the cab, and then he was talking about women, Black women having more testosterone and trying to defend his thoughts in a very horrid way. He couldn't even defend himself.
He couldn't, because it's white supremacist propaganda.
Yeah. So he defaulted to cursing and blocking people and doing the same thing he always does without formulating a proper argument.
And he has no medical journals published.
Right. Just like when Chantal came for Charlie, right? When Mom was at the KFC or the Popeyes ran in her car, right? And then
we always gotta be some kind of anomaly, some kind of mutation. Like, fuck you.
Right. With
your old lady.
I told him, I asked him about it. And then he freaked out on me. And I said, listen, you have to be very careful when you're talking about Black women, because as a woman that's of African Caribbean descent, I don't respect that, because it's the stereotype that we're more masculine and we're not. And I don't like it.
And it's supposed to be some kind of justification to treat us like, I don't know why you would treat a woman differently regardless of what ethnicity she is, because you know, women aren't so delicate. We deal with more shit than men do on a daily basis. Amen. Men couldn't take the stuff that women have to deal with just getting up and going throughout our day. We have to deal with a lot. And I don't know why you would separate or treat women differently anyway, but
because of the color of their skin.
Because just because of our gender, don't treat us like we're fragile. Just because you may have more body mass than we do, we're strong motherfucking people. Pete's took up this white supremacist propaganda, so because that propaganda was meant to heighten the white woman above other women of other ethnicities. That's what it was meant to do. And so the fact that he opened his mouth to say that, I was like, let me go buy a ticket to Canada, because I know where they live, and I'll show him how much testosterone I have. You stupid asshole. I was that angry about it. And the fact that he has a platform and he just sits there, he sat there on his bed with his little fat fingers on his I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. And
oh my God.
And I mean it in the worst
way.
Go,
Andrea.
He's disgusting. He disgusts me. And he
off.
And he said it like with some authority, like he knows what he's talking about. And I went into his chat and I said, you don't even know any Black women.
You know what? Pete needs to read up on critical race theory if he's gonna take certain
Exactly.
angles like that, because he needs to know more about intersectionality and critical race theory and all of that type
I
of
need like,
research before he opens his mouth. Then he would never have said what he said.
but you need
Yeah.
to
I'm
like that. That would
Canadian, so I've
require
dealt
self
with this before.
improvement.
It's
I'm
ridiculous.
sorry, I'm talking at the same time. I'm so sorry.
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 As a Canadian woman, that's, as I said, my family are from the West Indies. They're of African descent. I've dealt with people like Pete and Chantel so much in my life. Like, I don't understand where you come off talking about Black women when you don't even have Black friends. Who do you talk to in your day-to-day life that's Black?
Nobody.
Who?
I feel that whole sentence, the whole feeling, the whole thing of what he said, it to me screams DLF. Like that's some DLF shit.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And
And
Nader
Monty
too.
Really does.
And Nader too. Nader better
And Nader
watch it.
too.
He made some
Right, and
comment
Monty-
yesterday. If someone paid attention, there was a Black woman who made a super chat towards him, and he was going to say something about her face or her looks, and he stopped himself. He's just as bad. She couldn't like anybody that wasn't racist. I hate to say it. Except for BB, all right? BB, who was probably the normalest out of her entire life. It sounds to me, I'm not very, educated about all the rest of these men. Pete's is, Nader is definitely, okay. DLF is, all right. She associates with him. So my thing is she's interested in all these cultures and all these places. She has no right to step her foot in any place. Neither does he. He has no idea about the human race, never mind Black, white, Asian, whatever. Whatever comes out of his mouth is just nothing but unintelligent garbage that he gets off of Twitter.
Yes.
That's basically what it is.
And so could you imagine this dude without Chantal trying to make his way through the world?
No.
And,
he couldn't.
And Monty, don't talk about critical race theory, because here in the U.S., we'll all be picked up. They don't let us talk about critical race theory here in the U.S. So
yeah, it's a big deal.
That cannot be taught in schools, at least not in Texas and not in Florida and not anywhere in the South. That's been voted out of the whole curriculum. So
go figure.
Yeah. Also not supposed to talk about
in
LGBTQ
Texas,
people either.
Oh, they don't exist. LGBT. I can't even get the words
that
out.
Too. Don't talk about LGBT.
It doesn't exist. Don't y'all know those people don't exist?
I hate it because their biggest argument, the people that are against kids learning about that kind of stuff, their number one argument is, why do we need to teach our kids about sexuality and blah, blah, blah? I'm sorry. Have you never seen Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Little Mermaid, any of those? Because they all had heterosexual couples in them. Why is that okay? But it's not okay to talk about same-sex couples.
Well, they want to pretend like it doesn't exist. That's the whole, that was my point. They want to pretend like these things are not happening in the real world. And you still have these people that say, oh, I don't know, what is racism? What is that?
And that's why I keep telling Monty he has to keep his couch free for me to come move in, because at some point I'm just going to blow a gasket and I've got to get out of here, because
I'm surprised Ted Cruz has it. I just wait for something to happen to him. I'm just like waiting for Karma to just swoop down.
God.
I'm like, come on, Karma, do it.
Yes.
Ted Cruz is right
Isn't
there.
Isn't he Canadian, or am I wrong?
Ted Cruz?
His dual citizenship.
Texas.
Yeah, that's why he's able to come into Canada.
He was born in Panama.
What an asshole. That dude's
D's nuts.
No, he's just
dude in the chat.
Don't even.
This person in the chat, D's nuts.
That
was my point. That was my point. They're not sexualized. The Disney movies that I mentioned are not sexualized, but they talk about heterosexual couples, because that being in love isn't just about sex. I hope you know that. That was my whole point. It's not this whole sexual thing. It's not this dirty thing. It's love, and there's different kinds of love that exists in the world. Why is it not okay to talk about that? So come at me with a different argument, D's nuts.
Ted Cruz is your
Try.
first serious killer? What? Wait a minute, what? I was just talking about his issues with the environment and everything else that's alive. He's a serial killer? Holy cow.
No.
Wait a minute,
No,
what?
I think they're getting that mixed up.
He is not a serial killer. There's
Not the
that's
Zodiac
all a
killer.
Joke.
It's actually a meme from 2015, the Ted
Okay.
Cruz that's Zodiac Killer meme, because of I believe it's the name, right? What was the Zodiac Killer called? I think it was
What
Ted.
were they calling him? Ted?
Let me look that up to confirm.
Me and it's just sometimes just Ted Cruz never fails to say stuff that just makes me go, huh? Really?
Things to make you go, yep.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, we got some pretty interesting people here.
Okay. As a Texan, I can say one thing. Ted Cruz may be a serial killer or a serial something because of his voice and the things that have happened on our border with the babies being taken away from their mothers.
What?
The babies who have been taken away from their mothers trying to come over here to the U.S. because...
Oh, put in the cages?
Yes.
Oh.
So, he may not be a serial killer, but I'm sorry. I'm so emotional, but that just... I can't imagine my baby being taken away from me.
I don't like it when you're upset, hippies.
No, and I think they're getting Ted Cruz mixed up with. They're getting Ted Cruz mixed up with Ted Bundy or Ted Kaczynski. Those are serial killers.
Yeah, but if you actually go to Ted Cruz dash Zodiac Killer meme, there was actually a meme involving Ted Cruz circulating in 2015. It was a facetious conspiracy theory that suggested that Ted Cruz was actually the Zodiac Killer, because the Zodiac Killer was and still is unidentified.
True, but I don't even think Ted Cruz was born. Wait a minute.
But that's part of it. Ted Cruz was born in 1970, and the serial killer was active in the late 60s and early 70s. So if you know the birth date, it's disproven immediately.
Yeah, okay. So it was just a joke because he's
Oh, I just found it, Monty. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay,
No.
somebody wants me to show it on the screen.
No,
okay.
please don't. I'm okay.
You're good?
I mean, it was just my distaste. I'm sorry I even brought up politics. I'm sorry. But back to the disgusting people in the Chantal verse. I'm so sorry you're crying, hippies.
I'm okay. I'm back. I can go from one thing to another, but that just bothers me that when things like that happen and there's nothing we can do about it. I vote in every election and I make calls, I do whatever, but I live here and I love Texas. Do not think I don't love Texas. I love Texas. I just want it to change. And, that's just my thing. And I'm doing the best I can to do it. But the fact that some of that stuff happens, what the heck?
I feel you, hippie. I feel you, hippie. I'm originally from Georgia, so
I'm from Tennessee, we already know. Yeah.
Surrounded by a bunch of conservative folks who do not care for the little people.
Understand. There you go.
So what I was saying about Pete's and his stupid ass, could y'all imagine if Chantal? Now I'm just gonna take the scenario, let's say Chantal decided to get some help, okay, and because I don't want to play with the idea that she passes away. I just don't want to. Could you imagine Pete's deciding his next move? I don't even think Pete knows what he's going to do for the next 5 days. You know what I mean?
I think he'd probably move in with his mom, to be honest.
But we know he can't do that because
his brother is still there.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
His brother is still there, and it's been confirmed the last time he went to visit his mom, his brother was still there. So his brother is still having a hard time, and I heard they also don't get along. So there's a lot to this. So where can he stay? He practically has nowhere to stay unless he goes to see his dad that he doesn't like in Alberta, or was it like Manitoba or something like that?
Alberta, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So PD's Rock says, Monty, these discussions are highly divisive, one-sided attacks hurt our community. All opinions are valid. But yeah, that's it. All opinions are valid. So if you have a different opinion, then come up on the panel and speak your opinion.
Why
Yeah,
even
exactly.
say that though?
Yeah,
if you want to
say that.
talk, why can't you? Like, we all are entitled to our own opinions.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't like what somebody's saying, then maybe give your opinion as well.
I'm actually proud of this community of
And I'm
talking about
I'm not
things
gonna
like
ever
this.
say I'm not gonna ever say you're wrong for feeling that way, because again, I'm from Tennessee and I know a lot of people that have differing opinions from me. But the great thing about Nashville is it's a blue spot in a red state. But you know what? We have discussions all the time, and they're not one-sided. I mean, you have all walks of life living in Tennessee. Don't get it twisted. So it's not that just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean that your opinion is not valid to me, because I understand as a parent, if I had a child, I would be very concerned about the way a teacher discussed any kind of sexuality to my student. I'm going to be in on that discussion, but as a parent, I would not pretend like there are certain parts of our humanity that do not exist. I don't think that's healthy either. So
no, you can't put things like that under a rug and then somehow down the line later.
And then they become an adult.
Yeah.
And it's like, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, not to mention a lot of these kids have, same-sex parents.
Right.
What happens when little Timmy meets, whoever?
Oh.
I've always when you said that, the amp chick on one of Yaba's morning shows.
Ooh, Yaba's wild though. I love it.
Yeah, I know, but she said there was some little kid that came over and played with one of her sons, and he said, "Well, where's the man of the house?" Well, there's not a man in her house.
And I know Yaba was like, excuse me.
She just kind of like, that's not necessary or something. I mean, she just went on with whatever, but I just thought that was hysterical because, I mean, they're in Indiana. I'm sure he thought there should have been a man in the house, but she didn't try to, she just said, yeah, y'all go play outside or whatever.
Right.
It was hysterical. And I'm bringing this back. I'm thinking that maybe, and I hope in my heart, that if something happens, that Chantel's mom will take in Pete's. I really do.
What? Pete's is a grown.
He's not 10 though.
He's a man child, and if
no.
Chantel, drops him off, they've known him as long as, forever.
Did you say Chantel's mom will take in Pete's? Hippie, you're joking.
No,
but Pete's doesn't even like to go over there, so he doesn't like going over to a mother's house.
He would have to bathe regularly. He would have to probably take out the trash. I mean, there's so many things that he would have to start doing.
I didn't think all that through.
You know what?
We love you, Pete.
He'd have to change the shirt. I don't even think he could go that far.
Pete's can move into my house.
Oh, Monty, watch what you say.
Monty.
He could be my 5-year-old.
Martha's gonna kick you out, Monty.
He could be my 5-year-old. I'll be like, come on, Pete, you gotta change your bed sheets. Change your bed sheets. Come on, Pete. All right, it's dinner time, Pete's. Come on, be a big boy.
Meow.
Are you gonna give him man lessons on how to be a man?
Yeah,
Be his black friend.
Eat your chicken, Pete. Why do you have a full beard at 5 years old, Pete?
But it's all fun and games until he calls you daddy.
Ew.
Hey, that's
Monty
not
daddy.
weird. That's not weird. It's okay.
Why do I think Monty has these little like fantasies of these things?
Why does it have to be weird?
I promise you, DLF is gonna blow a gasket.
Oh,
if
Monty.
he winds up living with.
Monty made my life today with that DLF when he was like,
yeah, DLF, that Karen. Remove
DLF.
the video.
DLF in the thong. Oh
I hope that Monty gets a lawyer and him and Foodie Beauty come over.
Monty needs to pony up for my lunch. I got it.
Okay, Monty, I left real quick on the DLF. Did you pony up on the lunch?
I did not pony up.
Pizza?
I did not.
Oh my
That was a bad
Anybody else send him underwear?
Oh, no. Please don't bring up those underwear from today. No. I'm trying to get those out of my head. Thank you very much, Monty. With the is he wearing a jock strap? I'm like, no.
Listen.
I swear to God, it looked like a diaper that was about to fall off of a baby.
There's no elastic anywhere.
No.
There's no elastic. There's nothing. And I really think he's wearing a jock strap or he's wearing ladies' thongs because he hasn't been held in so long and he just likes the feeling.
No, I think he just borrowed them from Chantel. I think
there's
that's
no way it would be that. No.
That's not weird.
Neither one of them have enough ass. Okay, that you got it. So I think he's just wearing like a normal size pair of underwear.
I want to know why he doesn't have an OnlyFans. How come DLF doesn't have an OnlyFans?
People will pay for that. People will pay for those crotch shots he's just giving away for free.
Go ahead, Monty. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, that's not weird.
Oh my God. Could you imagine the rage streams?
No, because then it would be on the farms too. Ew.
I can't effing believe this. He's living with Monty.
Monty, you put my OnlyFans pictures on your chat. I'm getting a lawyer.
Oh my God.
A lawyer.
You need to
I
interview
can't even
me,
do it. I'm
Monty.
sorry. I'm not even going to try. I'm too Southern all the way around.
Right. Well, anyways,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna see if I can get that video that he recorded at a lawyer's office without that lawyer's permission, the conversation. So we'll be reviewing that shortly, probably tomorrow. I think this might be a good time to end the chat on a high note. We'll be back.
Yes, please.
That check. Do you want to start us off?
First of all, hippie, where you gotta be? Just she wants to get out of here. But yeah, no, my usual. Thanks for having me on the panel. It's been a pleasure chatting with all of you. And yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm Check Cauliflower.
Yeah, just thank you, Monty. Thank you guys, as usual. And I do apologize for my emotional outburst. I always do that every time I get to the point of talking about my kid. But I want to thank you guys again. Appreciate everything that you come up and talk about. It's so important. And I just really, really love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Cauliflower. I appreciate you. As always, Hippista.
Thank you, Monty, and you amazing, amazing people. Chat, panel, everybody. And I'm so sorry that I got so emotional, but I'm sorry. I just want my state to do better. So anyway, but yeah, this was fun.
Thank you once again for being on panel, Hippista. Valerie, we have you. What's your name in chat, Valerie?
Val loves Jay Forever 5.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Now we can
I didn't know what to put. This is my first time doing this, so I'm
That's
sorry I
all
was
good.
yelling at you guys. I was a little nervous, so it was my first, But thank you for having me. it's great. I love being here. I love being with you guys. Love you, Monty. Love you, panel. Love all you guys. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Valo J. The Rose Talk. What's up? What are you closing words, closing thoughts?
It was just a beautiful experience talking to women and Monty. I'm from all over the world. Sorry. It was just a really nice experience, and I really do appreciate our little talks because I don't really talk to women like that in my everyday. So it was really nice. I enjoyed it, and hopefully I could be back again. So
All right, thank you,
yes.
Rose Talk. Andrea?
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, panel. It's always an enriching experience, and I really just appreciate the opportunity, Monty. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Andrea. You're one of our OGs, so is Hippieista
Oh, gee.
cauliflower. Yes, you're an OG on the panel now. So thanks everybody. I guess I'll see what Foodie Beauty is up to. Maybe I'll jump in. It depends on how far she's gotten and what she's doing. If it's not that great, I probably won't. But if it's something interesting, I will be starting a live on my main channel. But thank you once again, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.